Imagine reading a story without characters. Yes, it's possible to have stories without characters, but how would you feel reading a particular piece without any characters? My name is Teacher Mark Alegre, and welcome to another English language arts lesson, character. We are going to cover three things. First, the definition. Second, the types of characters. And lastly, the method of characterization. Let's begin. What is a character? Character is the person or animal that takes part in the literary work. Characters perform the action and deliver the dialogue, moving the story along the plot line from exposition to rising action to climax to falling action until we reach the resolution. Question: why do you think characters are so important in a story? Well, characters drive the plot, just like what I've mentioned earlier. They also help us relate to and connect with the story. And most importantly, characters teach us about human condition. Now let's head on to the types of characters. We have protagonist versus antagonist, major versus minor, round versus flat, and dynamic versus static. Protagonists are the main characters who always solve a conflict. They have the sympathy and support of the audience. They may not always be admirable. On the other hand, antagonists are not likable. Why? Because they always oppose the protagonist and they always create tension or conflict in the story. However, antagonists make the entire story really, really interesting. Always remember that. Let's move to major versus minor characters. Major characters are the most important characters in the story. That's why it's called major. Usually, they face a lot of obstacles. The plot and resolution of conflict revolve around them. So, meaning they are always present in the story. On the other hand, minor characters serve to complement the major characters, and they also help move the plot events forward. However, they have minimal exposure in the story. Round characters are complex, realistic, unique, and they are capable of surprising and convincing the readers. And one thing that we need to take note: round characters undergo change, either from good to bad or bad to good. Opposite to that are flat characters. They are very, very predictable. You already know what they are about to say sometimes. You already know what they are about to act in a particular situation. And also, we don't know a lot of things about them. Lastly, dynamic versus static. Dynamic characters must experience some kind of internal change over the course of the story. Their flaws, their shortcomings sometimes make them really interesting. Just like Elsa in Frozen, for example. Transformations make them likable. On the other hand, we have static characters. From the word static, meaning fixed, not changing. They do not undergo any internal changes. Their personality can be naturally appealing, so they don't have to change. Last part, let's talk about method of characterization. Just remember pairs. P for physical description, A action, attitude, and behavior, I inner thoughts, R reaction, and last S for speech. Characters might be described as tall, thin, fat, pretty, Asian, white, etc. We might be told the color of hair or something about the clothing of the character. How the character dresses might reveal something about their character. What the character does tells us a lot about him or her, as well as how the character behaves and his or her attitude. Is the character a good person or a bad person? Is the character helpful to others or selfish? What the character thinks reveals things about the character. We discover things about their personalities and feelings, which sometimes help us understand the character's actions. Reaction is what the other characters say and feel about a particular character. Sometimes we ask questions like, how does the character make the other characters feel? Do they feel scared, happy, or confused? This helps the reader have a better understanding of all the characters. What the character says provides a great deal of insight for the reader. The character might speak in a shy, quiet manner or in a nervous manner. The character might speak intelligently or in a rude manner. So, whenever you read a story, always try to apply the method of characterization pairs in order for you to have deeper understanding of each character. That's it, and I hope you've learned a lot of things from our lesson today. See you.